Hello, everybody. Back in my house. It has been a hot minute since we've done a solo episode. It has been a hot minute since I've been sitting at my desk with my normal microphone, with the lights. We got the candles going in the background. We are getting in the right vibes for the day. Happy Love Day, Allie. You too, girlfriend. Tell me all of the great things that people are doing for Valentine's Day. I know that everybody is in different time zones. So I was trying to find a time today that, if people do have dinner plans or they're doing something, maybe they'd be able to like hop on real quick, whether they're like on the road going there or if they live like in Central or West Coast time. They would be able to see it. I know we got some people in Europe that might come and join our chat today. So let me know how everybody is celebrating. Historically, Valentine's Day, growing up, I would always be in Florida. So unfortunately, I am at home not unfortunately, I do like being home, but unfortunately, it is cold, it's snowy, it's 25 degrees out, and it's very windy. But what time of year? Normally, Valentine's Day would always fall on that February break, and my family has a condo in Florida. So me and my best friend Julia and my mom, we would go. Sometimes my grandma would come, and of course my sister before, she got older and couldn't come, but it was so great. Noelle, we just chatted in our other chat Q&A with Tommy and TEF. Good to see you here. I'm working but bought chocolates, sweets, or to your coworkers. Oh my gosh. Okay, which kind? Are we doing the lint kind? Tracy, I knew you would be here. The bestie of the besties. If we were together right now, I would be wine and dining your ass. We would have reservations in a cute little cozy corner. We would be getting, sangria or a whole bottle of wine, and it would be lovely. And getting steaks medium rare. We would also order an appetizer and a dessert. We would not split the dessert. We would get our own dessert, and it would be a lovely day because that's what Tracy and I would do. So I hope other people are doing that. Something about this seems familiar, Noelle. Yeah. Have we been here before? I actually changed my shirt because the zip up I was in, like, it wasn't warm enough. And this is actually thinner, but for whatever reason, it feels warm. But it also could be because I now have my heated blanket on and it's great. Chocolate PB hearts and heart lollipops. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Caleb, I'm microwaving leftovers and pouring myself a big old glass of tequila. Cheers. Cheers to all my friends who are joining the live chat on Valentine's Day without any plans too, because I see you. I see you. I get that. Ooh, the Dunkin' Donuts Valentine's Day edition donut. What is that one? I know during the fall flavors of pumpkin spice, they always have a good like maple glazed donut of some sorts that I really like, but I don't know what their I almost call it Thanksgiving. Their Valentine's Day edition is. But I think Valentine's Day is interesting. Caleb, giving you a big hug right now. Big old hug. Big old hug. Valentine's Day is interesting because it's one of those things where I do feel like it's a Hallmark holiday and it's very overhyped. But I was listening to a podcast today and they were talking about, I think it was something like the things not to do on Valentine's Day. And it's sad because, yeah, if you're in a relationship, everybody expects the dinner. To have a reservation. They expect flowers at a bare minimum. But this guy on the podcast was talking about like the flowers are expected and it's not romantic on Valentine's Day. Randomly surprising somebody with like flowers or like their favorite chocolate, like that's romance. But he was talking about like making it a more like personal like holiday for you and your significant other. And I thought that was really interesting because yeah, like what is, your significant others? And you don't by any means, I at least don't think for something like Valentine's Day, you should go and like be breaking the bank. but like what is their favorite scented candle, or that they love a good like self-care day, so maybe a new lotion, or this maybe sounds corny, but like a new razor. I love a good new fresh razor because that first shave is going to feel so good and smooth. So I don't know if anybody's with me on there, but whatever. Uh my mill invited herself over tonight, FML. What does that mean? I feel like I'm dating myself right now. What does that mean? For dinner, my wife and I are doing French toast and strawberries to recreate what we did on our first Valentine's Day. Now that's really cute. I love that. Or a facial and brow wax. Yeah, that sounds great. Or like a trip to the spa together, or a trip to the spa with myself. These are great gifts. These are great gifts if you know the person. Oh, mother-in-law, Caleb, thank you for letting me know what that meant. Oh man. Wait, so your mother-in-law invited herself over tonight? Why? Would do people and even if you're like besties with your mother-in-law, like boundaries. Boundaries. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. But yeah, it's interesting because I had a friend just telling me about his friend's house that he was at yesterday, and he was telling me, it's a big house, but they live with their in-laws, and I don't care how big the house is. That would never fly with me. Like, we could live on a freaking compound and I ain't gonna live with in-laws. I ain't gonna live with my own parents. I I don't know about you guys, but I want to know that if I wanted to walk around my house butt ass naked, I could do that and I wouldn't need to worry about somebody just appearing. Or just like a sense of comfortability. Like if I just want to lounge on my couch, like snack and chill, I don't want to even know that like other people like that are in my house. I don't know. I just personally could never live with in-laws or anything like that. I mean, if it's a short term, as in a week, maybe not even a week, get a hotel in the nicest way. Okay, sorry. Now I gotta catch up. Um, she wants me to cook everything? Olivia, what is this expectation? I don't understand. Are you double dating? Like, why are you slaving away? What was this agreement? Unsure. Unsure. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've also lived alone for too long, and maybe that's why my feelings are so intense with that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I've talked to my mom about it though before, and even when so they have a condo in Florida, and even when she goes and visits my brother, she would never like stay in my brother's house. Like even if they didn't have a condo, like she would get a hotel. And I think it's just something that I'm really in line with my mom on, as much as she like sometimes shows up unannounced to my sister's house. I think having that boundary of like I don't know, your space is your space, and even though they're family and you love them, like, I don't know, boundaries are key. Yeah. Tell your mother-in-law to pick up KFC. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna refer to you as SD. The amount of times that you are asking if I'm signing up for the open, and I'm saying that because I'm referring to when you were in the chat and talking Elite Fitness like an hour ago, because somebody must have sent you the link, because I don't believe that you are a paying Patreon. Maybe you are. Maybe I am totally here to be proven wrong if you want to send me a screenshot that you are a Patreon, but I feel like you're not. I talked about whether I'm gonna sign up for the Open or not on one of these live shows, so feel free to go back and watch that episode, give it a view, like and subscribe, and you can hear me talk about it there. I am not gonna talk about whether I'm signing up for the Open every single live show, guys. Like, there are other things and other purposes for this show. And you know what? We talked about it once. We talked about it for at length. And I just don't understand why everybody is so intense about knowing the answer. It was her birthday yesterday. Olivia, I'm really invested in this dinner that you have. She thinks everything revolves around her the day before and after her birthday. Love her, but she is a lot. I mean, I'm going to be honest, any grown adult person who, people who do like birthday week or birthday month, go off. That if that's your thing, lean into it. I'm personally just not that way. So the fact that now she's putting it on you to do all of these things for her, where's her husband or her boyfriend or her significant other or her son? Why are you the one that has to take the slack for this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh man. Don't give me the yeesh. Don't give me the yeesh. It's all going to be okay, everybody. At the end of the day, everything's going to be okay. Something that I will talk about the Open. So what I'm going to be doing is, since the games are going to be in Albany, which is local to me, I'm going to highlight 3 affiliates and their Friday night lights each week. So, and you'll see all of this like on my YouTube channel and as well as my Instagram. So the first week I'm going to highlight what Syracuse Sweat Club, also known as CrossFit Syracuse, that's where I'm a member of, is doing for their Friday night lights. And then the second week I'm going to go to Utica, which is like the halfway point from Syracuse to Albany. It's also my hometown and the first affiliate that I was ever a member at, Mohawk Valley Wellness. I'm going to highlight their Friday night lights. And then on the third week, I don't have the actual affiliate confirmed yet. We're talking back and forth, but I'm going to be highlighting an affiliate in Albany. So it also will be a great way to see kind of what like the vibe of the affiliates are in Albany, because I'm not super familiar with them. But yeah, so I'm going to be showcasing, what they're doing as kind of like, hey, the games are in Albany this year. I want to highlight Central New York and show you guys what our community is like. So I'm really excited for that. Why are you putting everything in capital letters, SD? Why? Why are we all shouting? It's going to be okay, everybody. Love one another. Happiness. Positivity. The mother-in-law just wants to be one of the girls. I get it. I get it. Oh, he's working. He doesn't want her over. I am a pushover. Poor Olivia. Poor Olivia. You're the real MVP right now. The real MVP. Are you going to be in a heat during Friday Night Lights? That'd be awesome. So yeah, what I want to do, last year I did it. Maybe I did do it for all 3 weeks because we had a videographer, or I had a videographer, and they were able to like get video of me like going head to head. I think that I'm going to be shooting all of this myself. I have somebody who I trust, and that's part of it is locally in the area. There's not a ton of like content creators that I know and or trust enough. There is this girl, Tori. She shoots like all of my stuff when I'm home for me. She's going to be shooting week 2. So I'll definitely throw down in a heat and have a face off for that for week 1 and week 3. We'll see. I mean, at the very least, I'll set up a camera and it'll be, one angle and maybe I'll cut the highlights from it, but we'll see. I think it's just going to be a fun way to, show community and hear some cool affiliate stories and focus in on some of that stuff. Oh, my screen. I need to change it. I don't like the format of it right now. Not for you guys, for me. I just can't see enough. I need a bigger screen. Apparently that's what we need. No, oops, sorry. That's not what I want to do. Anyways, wait, there was a question for tactical games. Noelle, do you have a favorite weapon yet to use for tactical games training? Great question. So I am competing on a team in May with Amanda Thayer, formerly known as Amanda Cherry. She is one of the owners. Her and her husband, Nick Thayer, own it. They recently got married. That's why I say Thayer, but known as Cherry. Cherry was her maiden name. So her and I are competing in the team competition in May. I'm just starting to somewhat train for it. I mean, most of my normal CrossFit training will be good, but I do definitely need to run more. I definitely need to be doing more training with a vest on, as well as my like my belt with, even if I don't have like my pistol in the holster, I need to like have that because it's clunky and kind of awkward when you're doing certain movements like rope climbs, or even burpees, or even getting over a yoke. When it comes to the different weapons, Tall Patrick's here. Hello, all the way from Europe. Great to see you joining the chat. When it comes to weapons, I mean, I've used every type of really cool, good guns at this point because we have a lot of cool sponsors, from SIG to Staccato to Glock. So I've tried a lot of them. What I will use, sorry, I don't know if I have a lag. It looks like my internet's being a little glitchy right now. What I will use for myself to compete with, TBD. There's a couple of people that I'm chatting with right now, and I think I'm gonna just like I'm gonna find a company and work with them and have them build out all of my stuff. So from optics, red dot, my sights, all of that kind of stuff for my rifle and my pistol. So stay tuned. Once I start training more for that, I will do more like vlog style content. I really want to show what it's like as somebody who doesn't have a ton of firearms experience, like what that experience looks like. Hey, when I started this, I had no idea how to sight in my rifle. I had no idea how to set up my my optics and how to do all of those things. So I really want to do like a deep dive on what my experience is like and show like the training versus what the competition weekend is going to be like. So stay tuned for that type of content. That will be coming. Yes, the tall person has entered the chat. You're one of the tallest people in the CrossFit space for sure. Caleb, actually you might be I think Patrick's taller than you. You're both tall. Both tall men. Oh, hold on. What's happening here? So, what was I just going to say? Is anybody drinking wine? Is anybody going out for Valentine's Day? That was something that I asked at the beginning and nobody answered. All I heard about was some good snacks and donuts. The good thing is all the chocolate will be half off tomorrow. So, that's fun. I forget what the brand is, but there's this new kind of brand. It's like a healthier chocolate brand. I'll call it that because they use more cacao in it. So it's less like processed sugar and more like real from like the cocoa bean. But they have ones that have fillings, and I'm blanking on what the name is. But they have ones that have like peanut butter or almond butter, or what was the other one? Hazelnut in the middle. So I've had like a lot of good ones. And I put it in my freezer, and I'll have like one square to end the night, a little treat, because I used to just eat the whole candy bar. So we're trying not to like get into bad habits again. What kind of wine do you drink? Sweet wine. I tried to be the person that would have the really like fancy palate and really be like, "Ooh, I'm going to swirl it around and sniff, and ooh, yeah, like with my steak, I really like bitter." I don't even think that's what you call wine, but sweet or a dry wine. And there was this guy that I dated a long time ago at my first TV station, and he was really into dry wine. So I tried to give it a chance, but at 33, I know what I like, and I like the wine that tastes like Welch's grape juice. So that is my journey. The sweet stuff, I don't want the dry stuff. My palate's like, mm-mm. No, thank you. But over wine, I would pick a cocktail, like an old fashioned. I like old fashioned a lot of different ways. There's this one restaurant that I really like, and their bar is beautiful and like the aesthetics are great. It's actually where Tracy and I went when she was in town. They make a smoked old fashioned. They have like a little smoker thing that they'll sometimes even like let you use. And that one is really good. The first time I had an old fashioned was when I lived in Wisconsin. They made really, really, really good ones. Allie, what are you doing for Love Day for yourself? I got myself a pistachio latte. So that was great. But other than that, I mean, not much. It's just kind of a normal day for me. And I'm okay with that. And I try to think of like, sometimes I don't know if I'm projecting or if it's how I actually feel. And what I mean by that is I say that I don't care about Valentine's Day because I've never been able to care about it, if that makes sense. Like, I either haven't been in a relationship or the people I have been in a relationship with made me believe that I didn't care about Valentine's Day because they didn't care about it. So today I've taken actually quite a bit of time to think of, do I really not like Valentine's Day, or am I just trying to like act like I don't like it for some reason? I don't know if that made sense. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I think if I was in like a serious long-term relationship, then for sure we would do something, but I don't know that I would put a lot of weight in it. Like, oh my God, I'm expecting you to go spend all of this money and get me like the flowers, the chocolates, the balloons, the teddy bears, all of that kind of stuff. I rather like almost just have one thing that shows me you know me and just spending quality time together. So yeah, that's how my Valentine's Day has been. I've done some soul searching on how do I really feel about this Hallmark day. My favorite snacks these days. Oh my God. So when I was at the Fittest Experience, when I was working at it, actually, I got to see if I still have the picture on my phone because I took a picture of it because I needed to order these on Amazon. But they are these, oh yes, they are. These edamame um crunchy roasted beans. Hold on. So these and this is the sea salt one. They also have a jalapeno one and they also have a buffalo one. One of the hardest things to find is snacks that have protein in them. Besides, I really do like what are they? The Chomps beef sticks. Those are really good. But also I realize it's kind of I don't even want to say rude, but like eating them on a plane, like they do have a intense smell, so sometimes doing that, I feel, like, a little self-conscious, like, "Oh, like, is if people are grossed out by this, like, it kind of has a strong smell." But I've really been liking these edamame beans, they're easy, like, 100 calories in them, I think, like, 10 grams of protein, but, uh, finding protein on the road and snacks is really hard, but I've really, really been liking those. And then, like, fruit snacks are always, like, a good easy carb. Um Nutri Meals. It's this meal prep company that I've been working with and getting food through them. They have a ton of really great options. Um, and they also have these protein balls that there is a almond joy one that I really, really, really like. And you can have two of them for it's around like 200 calories and for two of them 9 grams of protein, which normally protein balls are labeled as protein, but normally it's just like fat and carbs with like 2 grams of protein. So I've really been liking those too. Olivia, I will be drinking heavily. Good luck to you. I'm thinking of you. Godspeed. Uh technically out because my in-laws are traveling today. So we're doghouse sitting for them this weekend. That's also why we're making dinner. So Ted, their sheepadoodle isn't alone. I've never heard of a sheepadoodle, but that sounds adorable. Love that. Tall Patrick is having a beer and heading to sleep soon. Well, I'm glad you could at least join us for a bit. I did keep you in mind when I was planning this because you always give me a hard time that they're too late. uh, I gotta try something better than that. Are you talking about my um My old fashioned tequila, soda, and lime. No, I don't do tequila. The smell of it will make me dry heave. I can't. I can only drink it in a margarita if the margarita's sweet enough and I can't taste it. Valentine's Day is overrated, to be honest. Yeah, preach. Ooh, the spicy ones. So you have had these edamame ones. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. My skin looks amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll get nice and close. So there we go. Um, lotion, I do, because I'm not here to gatekeep. I do get Botox in my forehead and in my crow's feet. Um, but they've been using this new stuff that isn't called Botox. It's supposed to be healthier for you, but I don't think it works as well. So I'm about to call her and be like, I mean, it's good right now. Don't get me wrong, because I don't want like me to have no movement in my face. That would be weird. I do want to have some like natural emotions, but other than that, I just put a ton of lotion on my face so that it's glowy, dewy. I do tend to have more shiny, oily skin than, I mean, I do have some like pimples that for whatever reason this month I felt like I was 15 again and I'm like, well, it's happening. Um but I would say overall I'm very shiny. Like even when I put face makeup on, the amount of times that I have to like dab specifically like my forehead and if I had a mustache, like the upper lip sweat is insane. That I'm always blotting, especially when I do stuff like this and like the lights are on, it just is all over the place. Let's see. Ooh, what would you say are the Valentine's flavors of the season? Oh, we've talked about this before. Not here, maybe on Talking Elite Fitness Q&A. Somebody said chocolate covered strawberries, but when you think about like if you're going to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or really any coffee shop, I guess, fall is pumpkin spice, it's maple. Winter is pecan and maybe that's a fall flavor, but peppermint, like mint mocha. So what is the flavor of fall? I don't or oh my god, of this time of year and Valentine's Day? Chocolate. Chocolate is the flavor. I don't know. Almond Joy, hate to see me coming. Are Almond Joys the ones that actually have the the almond in them? Well, yeah, probably Almond Joys. But what are the ones that are just the chocolate and the coconut? Those are my favorite. I don't I don't want nuts in my sweets. I don't know, that's probably a controversial opinion, but, like, if I'm gonna be healthy, I'm gonna, like, then get, like, almonds, pecans, whatever. But if I want a chocolate bar, I don't want health. That's not what I'm looking to do. Um, thoughts on Ozempic? Actually, in the episode with, Tracy and I'm pretty sure we talked about this, or maybe her and I just talked about this on an off topic. But I think it depends. I'm not here to like judge anybody who's doing it. I think that for I don't know. I even feel weird talking about it because I think that everybody is entitled to their own opinion and like things that work for them. I think as it's hard because, especially as somebody like in the CrossFit space, and I bet like a lot of you can relate with this. It's one of those things that we admire people who work really hard to get the results that they want, and that there's no like quick fixes or cheat codes and, health, like doing things the right way with your nutrition and working out in the gym. Like that's where sustainability is. And that's what can really get you healthy. I think obviously like in severe cases, and again, I don't know enough about it, but I think that for some people it could be a tool to eventually get them inside a gym and decide to start making healthier choices. So to give like a really firm opinion, I just don't know that I necessarily have one. Um I do think that we live in a society where everybody does want the quick fix and results, and that's unfortunate. And especially like seeing people who definitely shouldn't be on it to begin with because they're already um, at like a really low body weight, but they might have body dysmorphia or these other things. So I don't know. I mean, to each their own at the end of the day, but when it comes to, what are the long-term side effects from something like that? And do they outweigh the potential like health problems that you might already be dealing with? So I don't know. Cinnamon, cinnamon, cinnamon hearts. Yum. I don't even know what that is, but I love cinnamon and I love them in the shape of a heart. That sounds great. Oh, wow. Never heard pecan pronounced like that. Pecan or pecan? Caleb got me. Mounds. Mounds. That is where it's at. Bounty bar. I don't know what that is. No nuts in your sweets. Come on. Yeah. No nuts in my sweets. Even today, I was drinking a pistachio latte, which actually was pretty good, but they put fresh pistachios on it. So the first sip that I took, like, okay, I'm not even okay, we're gonna leave that there. But yeah, I don't want that. And then when I was at the end sipping the rest of it, yeah, I almost choked like 3 times. It wasn't a fun experience. Oh man, yeah, the nuts thing. Now I'm just going out the window now. Do you listen or watch any other CrossFit podcasts? I would say so I used to consume everything, but that was primarily when I worked at Morning Chalk Up because um that was more comparable to like you're in the thick of like the news and you're reporting everything. Where now with TEF, what I really like about it is we talk about like big picture things that we don't need to follow every little thing that's happening. Um, which is honestly way nicer. And I do think that I got in the weeds too much, probably like about 2 years ago, where I had alerts on for literally like every CrossFit news outlet, podcast, and it was all I was consuming day in, day out. And I felt like it was just so hard to keep up with. And now looking back at it, I'm like, why did I need to listen to these hours of stuff? Did it add value to my life? Do I feel like it helped me with my job? With some things, but I've just found other ways and systems that help me have more balance with what I'm consuming. A lot of what I consume in the CrossFit space, I would say, is either through like quick reads on websites or Instagram when it comes to podcasts, especially because that's more like people's opinion and stuff, which I do think has a lot of value, but um I just don't know that it's moving the needle for me right now to consume everything like that. No, this nut thing, Jesus Christ. They are an addictive Valentine's candy. I believe that. I believe that. Yeah, so right now I'm trying to think. So the podcasts that I do listen to, I listen to Love Life with Matthew Hussey, him and his wife. Of course, now I'm blanking on her name. But they are lovely. I really like them. I really like listening to Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy. I also like listening to Joe Rogan. I think he has some interesting characters on his show as well. But his episodes are super long, so it takes me a couple days to get through. So I kind of pick and choose like, oh, is this somebody that I'm interested in hearing more about? Crime Junkie, I really like that podcast. Yeah, so when it comes to consuming that kind of stuff, I try to do it more for like I need a break from work. I need a break from, the sports podcast stuff. So yeah, I don't think you know what what? Why would you even say that? Love Call Her Daddy pod. Yeah, it's great. Who did she just had on oh my god, I just listened to it today. Of course, why am I blanking? Do. It was a great episode. Oh yeah, Kylie Kelsey. It was an amazing episode. I am curious. On my to-do list is to listen to Kylie Kelsey's podcast. She does single episodes, and I think she talks a lot about like mom things and life stuff and you know whatever. But I think it would be interesting to look. Yeah, it is good to have a wide array of podcasts and views, and that's why I try to like. I mean, even when it comes to not that I want to like get into news and politics and stuff, I consume a little bit of everything so that I can hear all sides and all viewpoints. Tall Patrick is just waiting for his podcast. Kylie is hilarious. She's super relatable too, and I love that. I don't know if you guys can see my dog. She, instead of catching her tail, she catches her foot. And she's on her bullshit tonight. So sometimes that happens. Trish, happy Valentine's Day to you too. Loving the purple hearts. Jason and Kylie are great. Travis is meh. Yeah. I mean, Jason is just funny. He's somebody that you would want to go and have a beer with. And I mean, he's probably drinking the entire case of beer, but it just is very entertaining. Ooh, Emma Lawson's podcast is a banger. That's good to hear. I was so excited for her when she said she was starting hers. I did see on Instagram that she was doing one today with her boyfriend, Jack Farlow. So yeah, maybe I'll give that a listen. Like I said, it has nothing to do with anybody specifically. Like I love Emma Lawson, but I've never listened to her podcast. I'm just trying to find more balance in my life, and especially just, being on the road so many weeks. Sometimes when I'm home or like on my way to a trip, I just want to have something that's my own that doesn't really matter in a lot of ways, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't matter for my job whether I'm dialed in and paying attention to it, and I can just freaking chill. Trish, you know that I don't have Valentine's Day plans. Come on. You don't need to be around for all of these episodes to know that my ass is sitting here. I'm going to queue up a good rom-com when we're done with this, and I'm in my heated blanket. I did get a pedicure the other day, so I am enjoying like having fresh feet. As weird as that sounds. And freshly painted toes, but then I got my stinky old slippers over them. I need to order a new pair. They're getting a little ratchet. I'd party hard with Jason. Honestly, there's only a couple of times a year that I really let my hair down and like lean into the party life. But with Jason, I would do it. I would do it. I would go all in. I'd be like, all right, maybe that is when I would bring tequila back into my life. What rom-com for tonight? I don't know. I'm going to go to Amazon Movie or Amazon Prime or whatever the app is on my television, and we're going to see, what the algorithm suggests for me tonight. A lovely brick fireplace. Thank you. Thank you. I do have some fresh logs that you know what, Trish? Maybe I'll start a fire. Maybe I'll have myself a little fire. Maybe I'll even warm up a hot beverage. I don't know. The options are endless. I have the whole night await ahead of me. It's here. Yeah, it's only what time? 5:38. We're going to do this for the next like 20 minutes or so, and then the world is my oyster. I think that's the saying. If it's not, we're going to make it a thing. I'll bring hot cocoa. Arbor Mist. I don't even know what that is. We can have marathon some Hallmark movies. That is the journey. Oh, and I got a little snoot. Come here. This is Miss Miko has now joined the chat. Yeah. She is my sweet little girl. Do you do you ever get lonely? I mean, yeah, like I think everybody. Whoa. Okay. All right. Goodbye. Oh, now there's hair all over this. Do I ever get lonely? Of course. I think that if I said no, that would be lying to myself and just, the basic human needs and stuff. But when it comes to being with someone, I don't know how this is going to come across, but if you've been here long enough, you know that sometimes I just truly speak my mind. And, if you like it, great. If you don't, sorry. Let me put this on one moment. Sorry if that was loud. So do I get lonely sometimes? Yeah, for sure. Again, I think that is a normal human reaction to not having a significant other. But in the same degree, I don't need a man. Would I want a man? For sure. But they have to be a net positive to my life, because I have lived on my own for so long now. I'm very comfortable on my own. Like, truthfully, I love the life that I created for myself. I have great work in this career that I've built, so I don't need a man to financially support me. I have a lot of really awesome friends that I can lean on for support or for plans. So I don't need a man to just be there if I'm bored or to go do things with. So the person that I end up with, like, they really need to be a freaking awesome person where they make my life better and I make their life better too. And I do think that that makes it more complicated to find someone and to not be lonely forever and be the woman who has right now I have 2 dogs, but honestly, like, I could fuck with a third or a fourth. Things would get complicated. I would need to get more Shark robot vacuums to clean up all the hair. But long story short, do I get lonely sometimes? Yes, for sure. But I'm waiting for Mr. Right, or as I said on the Talking Elite Fitness podcast, maybe my Amazon driver. Maybe, I mean, not the current one, but maybe a new one will come along because Amazon Prime is at my house multiple times a week. And maybe he is the man. So TBD on that. Um, oysters are an aphrodisiac. They are, but I've had oysters before and they never did anything for me, but I don't know. That dog is bigger than you. She just licked it from this corner. You can see her. Miko. She's so sassy. Love all the floofs. Yeah, except for in the morning when I'm picking it out, each individual hair out of my eyelash. That's a whole journey. Saber is he's a little further off. You can't see him. You can be lonely with a partner too. My first husband, Ray, was so distant. Yeah. And I don't want that for me. I'm a very for anybody who's met me in person, I think you know that I'm a very affectionate person in the sense that like if you're in my circle, if you're one of my friends, if you're somebody I have a connection with, like I'm going to give you a big old hug and I'm going to make you hold that hug. Like we're not going to do just this one arm shoulder thing. Like I pride myself on giving really good hugs because that's my love language. And when it comes to like being in a relationship with somebody, I cannot do somebody who is distant. Like I've dated those types of guys before, type of guys that are avoidant. Like if we get in an argument, they'll go in the basement and totally shut me out. I can't do that. Like if we're in a fight, your ass better be holding my hand through that fight, even if we do not like each other in the moment. Like there needs to be some kind of like support. Like it's going to be okay. We're going to work through this. Like fights are normal in whether it's an intimate relationship, friend relationship, family dynamic, whatever. So Trish, I'm sorry that you had to deal with um your first partner that was distant. Nobody deserves that, and that's not a good way to go through life. Independent woman. Don't need no man. Don't need no man. I'm here for love. I'm here for the long-term stuff. The UPS man has great calves. Well, now the next time he comes, maybe I'll pop up my Ring camera and see what his calves look like. Yeah, tall Patrick, you know about my good hugs. You know, they good. And you're so tall. When you hug me, I feel like my face is at like your rib cage. Would you date a non-CrossFitter? For sure. For sure. Um, I think I I would never date somebody who was not into fitness at all. That would be hard for me. And on the surface, that might sound really surface, but to me, it's a bigger thing. Like the qualities that I want in my significant other is, are you a hard worker? Do you push yourself even when you're uncomfortable, or do you stop when you're uncomfortable? Because that's transferable to other things in life, not just like, am I willing to like go to the red zone or black out during a workout? No, we don't necessarily need to do that, but that translates in, oh, you're willing to like hurt here. That means that I also know if life and other things are going to be uncomfortable, you're going to be able to push through those and not just like give up and throw in the towel. Um, so I think that Yeah, I would definitely date a non-CrossFitter. I mean, I've dated people in the, um, like, powerlifting, bodybuilding world. I've dated people who do, like, other forms of, like, functional fitness that is, like, comparable to CrossFit, but maybe not CrossFit, and stuff like that. What's your physical type? It's evolved for sure because I feel like my physical type, what I used to go after was not in line with the personality. Um, yeah, I used to go for big old buff men and, yeah, that didn't that didn't lead anywhere good. Would you date someone who uses steroids? Great question. So I actually did date actually 2 people. Well, one was serious and the other one was, like, we were still in the, like, early dating phases, so we weren't officially boyfriend, girlfriend. But, Christian, the guy who lied about who he was and was a crazy psychopath, he had, like, I'm not even kidding you, like, these massive bumps on his head that I think were, like, cysts or something from steroid use, and he had lied to me about it, but his sister told me that, he went to the doctors and, um, yeah, that's what they were, and he was taking steroids, and then this other guy, I'll never forget, I was at his house, and we either just got back from the gym or we were going to the gym, and he was telling me about, like, his testosterone levels were super low and he was at the doctor, and mind you, like, this guy was in his late 20s. I don't know a ton about that stuff, but it was, like, really strange, and then he all of a sudden, like, pulled out a needle and just, like, gives himself an injection. I didn't really, like, get too much detail after that because we stopped seeing each other pretty quickly after that. And it honestly, like, if people wanna use steroids, that's their own journey, and I'm not gonna be judgy about that. I don't think that it means that they're a bad person by any stretch of the imagination. But, for me for me, just based on my past experiences, no, I would not want my significant other to do that, but that's just because yeah, I don't know. What are you ordering so much on Amazon? Just everyday things like toilet paper, house cleaner, things like that. When I run out of things and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to get to the store until, 3 or 4 days from now, or I'm on a trip and I wanna order stuff so it's, um, sitting at my house by the time I get there, life things, life things. Tall, short, beard, clean shaven, blue eyes, green eyes, tattoos, no. Trish with all the hard-hitting questions on Valentine's Day, I'm here for it. I mean, if you asked me to tell you all of these things exactly, I'm telling you right now, I have gone on a fuck ton of first dates. Like, I should I have a tally counter right now for the amount of flights that I've been on. Truly, in the last 10 years, I should have had a tally counter for the amount of first dates that I went on. And I should have done my own data and poll. Like, in hindsight, I'm so mad at myself that I never did this. But okay, so if I tell you I went for a tall guy, um, no beard, either clean shaven or scruff, blue or green eyes, love that, and tattoos. Yeah, but I can also tell you that 100% of the time it didn't work out. Didn't work out. So maybe what I had like in my mind of what I'd be interested in aesthetically didn't line up with what I'm interested in intellectually and like what's in somebody's soul. Fuck Christian. All my homies hate that guy. Christian Grey. No, it was not like one of those stories. No, no, it was not. Oh my goodness. You can tell Lauren actually works in media because she looks at the camera. Honestly, for stuff like this, it's much easier to work or it's much easier to look on the camera when I'm podcasting with Sean and Tommy because like they're on the screen. It almost feels like I'm not talking to them or answering them because I'm like looking in the camera. So I would more look at the screen. But Trish, thanks for noticing. Yeah, you make that eye contact. Also, like with real human conversations, I am big on eye contact. If your eyes start getting squirrely and looking all over the place when I'm having a conversation with you, like what are you doing? What are you doing? I value strong eye contact, and a lot of people in this world don't have it. And I don't get it. What were they raised by? Will you take more flights than Brian Friend this year? That's actually a great question. I don't know. I have a tally counter right now. I don't know if he has his own tally counter. Um, I feel like um he does a lot of stuff in Europe. I do more stuff regionally, especially with tactical games. I feel like this year I'll probably go to Europe twice. 100% twice, maybe more. And I don't know if I'll go outside the US other than that. TBD. I mean, it's still early. It's only February. um, I'm paranoid. That's what I'm doing. Oh, Caleb, that you don't make eye contact. I'll let you know next time. I can't think out off the top of my head, but unsure. The Lauren Bumble show. She shows us her swipes on screen. I actually tried to do that one week on this, and Jonathan Ortega tried to talk me through how I could do the mirror screen, but one of the settings, probably some security setting, either on my computer or on my phone, wouldn't allow me to do it, which was a bummer because that would have been really freaking fun. But no, I'm no longer on any of the dating apps. Delete, no more. I am gonna find my man in the wild. That is the 2025 mission. I'm gonna prove that you can find a good old man the old fashioned way. And isn't it sad that we have to call it the old fashioned way, that meeting somebody in real life is old fashioned instead of meeting them on the internet? Like, what in the world? On camera, it is very obvious. Whoop, whoop, whoop. When someone doesn't have media training, hold that eye contact with someone you are interviewing. Yes. Yes. Because also when you are holding eye contact with someone, at least for me, I can feel myself absorbing what the person is saying, because I can also read what their emotion is doing and kind of how their body language is, and it's really helped me be able to dictate how the conversation goes, and even some of like follow-up questions. Caleb, you're not even on Snapchat. No, I had to delete Snapchat because so many people, I'm not kidding you, were sending me unsolicited dick pics. And again, this is a little bit of my own fault. So a couple of years ago when I was on, I was on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, like I was on all of them because yeah, you see a little bit of crossover between the apps, but sometimes you do see other people. And I wanted to experiment, like, is there a stigma with each one? Because Tinder forever was known as like, oh, that's just the fuck around, find out type of things. Like nobody wants a relationship on Tinder. That's where you go to Bumble for it. I was like, I've heard people who have like gotten married from Tinder dates, and actually Travis, Kelsey, and Kylie, they met on Tinder. So there are other variables that it's not just a fuck around, find out app. Now I forgot where I was going with this. God dang it. Oh, Snapchat. But so I would have guys, we would talk a little bit and they're like, oh, like, I want to get off this app. What's your snap? And I should have known, like, why are you asking for my snap and not my number? And then I would give it to them and then they would send me unsolicited dick pics. So I was like, nah, like, and truthfully, like Snapchat's kind of weird. Like, if the whole point of it is that like pictures disappear or conversations disappear. So why are you using it? Like there's so many other apps and other ways that we can communicate together that it just like in general seems sketchy, and I just don't want any business with that. Get out of here. Get out of here. How are you going to find the love of your life? I don't know. I'm going to meet him in the wild. Apparently. That's the only option I'm giving myself at this time. Allie, yeah, the apps are horrible. They are absolutely horrible. No, thank you. You need a folksy type man. Trish, you're killing me. Who has a Christmas tree farm in your hometown. This sounds like a Hallmark movie. You go back home for Christmas and realize you miss the simple life and fall in love with him. Hey, I would not mind marrying a guy who has a Christmas tree farm. I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. Ample room for the dogs and future children to run around and grow up outside of tablets and having Snapchats and all of these apps. Like, that's the life for me. That is the life for me. So, Trish, send them my way if you know any man in a small hometown with a Christmas tree farm. Did you rate them or just click out of them? Oh my god, sorry. I'm, like, delayed with what I say versus when I read your guys' things. No, I just delete and block after that. Come on now. Come on. No one wants to see your shaved baby mouse man. Oh my god. I'm dead. That's great. Yeah, so that's 2025 for me. We'll see how it goes. You never know. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time. The good news is now I'm kind of at the stage of my life where most of my friends and relatives are married. For a while, it really sucked because I feel like a bunch of my friends all got married around the same time. And it turned me into a wedding Grinch because almost none of my friends or family gave me a +1 at their wedding. Like, I get it. I most of the time I don't have somebody to bring, but it would be nice if I could bring someone or have that option, especially as an adult and especially as somebody who's standing up in your wedding. Yeah, big pet peeve. Did not love that. But going to weddings alone when everybody else is coupled up, like, kinda sucks. So I'm not, like, a really big, like, fan of weddings, but I'm glad I'm in the part of my life now where, um, I don't think I have any weddings on the docket. My cousin gets married in May, but that's the weekend I'm competing in tactical games. Ooh, sorry, I'm choosing that over her wedding. Love you, but, also really wanna compete, and I committed to this before I even knew the dates, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Mm. Oh my god, Caleb, I can't. I can't. Wow, guys, this is going off the rails. I've offered +1 services before. Yeah, but Patrick, am I gonna have to pay for your flight all the way from Europe? Like, I feel like it would be rude if I was like, "Hey, can you go to this wedding with me that you have to fly to the US and everything?" I mean, that seems a little rude of me that I would wanna at least pay for your flight, but also, like, that's a lot of money. I don't know that the wedding date is worth it at that point. Sorry, not sorry. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is a fun chat tonight. We're having ourselves a little time here. Hmm. Also, does anybody have a good chapstick recommendation? Because forever I've been a Burt's Bees girly, but the woman that I went to for lip blushing, or lip tattooing, so basically like they put it's like a temporary tattoo essentially to because my lip color was like the same color as my skin before and I didn't like that. So now it's like, oh, I hated that I made that face. It's got a little color to it. But anyways, the long story short, I can never tell a long story short. She basically told me that Burt's Bees is terrible and it actually dries out your lips. So now I'm in the market to try to get, as I put it on again. Um, I'm looking for good recommendations for chapstick that actually works and doesn't dry out your lips because this winter is killing me. It is absolutely killing me. Blue Chapstick brand chapstick. What? What is that? Oh, EOS. Yes, I know what that one is. A good lip balm. Love that. Love that. Just provide beer and wine. Destination weddings, bad or good? Ooh, good question. So I think people who have destination weddings, that is a great way to find out the real people that you want at your wedding. Who's willing to like invest in these type of things and who are your ride or dies? Because I can think like if Presley had a destination wedding, I absolutely would attend it. If Tracy had a destination wedding, I would absolutely attend it. If one of my cousins had a destination wedding, you know, are my parents paying for it? That sounds so shitty. That's not what I mean. But really, like, I don't know. I feel like They could be fun depending with the right people. I've also thought that, like, maybe if I ever get married one day, that maybe I would wanna do a destination wedding. I've also thought about just, like, going to the courthouse and not doing a wedding at all. And then I've also thought about having, like, a big ass freaking banger of a ceremony. I've thought, like, for myself, I've thought about all of the options, and truly, like, depending on my mood is where I land with that. So Vaseline stick. Vaseline, I do actually really like that as chapstick, and that's like real hydration for yourself. But anyways, okay, we're at our hour, guys. We're at our hour. This was truly really fun. I am committed. I am committed to doing these shows at a time that is scheduled in advance, and that every week it is the same on the road or at home. And I honestly think Thursdays probably will be the best because I normally travel. Sometimes I do travel on a Thursday, especially for CrossFit things, because then the events start on Friday. I don't know. I'd like to do them on Thursdays, but maybe Wednesdays. But probably around 5 p.m. Oh my God, wait, it's Friday. What day is it? I don't even freaking know. We're not going to do them on Fridays though, moving forward. So TBD. Trish, this was a fun chat. Just some ladies chatting, having a good time, you know, asking the good questions. Thanks for joining. Stay tuned. I will at some point let you guys know what I commit to for doing these live shows so that we can have some expectations. Expectations are important in relationships, and I'm here to stand by my word with that. But I'll see you guys. Do you judge Haley for being on Snapchat? No. I'm just saying for myself, I am not a Snapchat person. I don't think that I have business being on Snapchat. And from my experience, Snapchat hasn't served me anything but getting unsolicited dick pics. So we'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys next week. I'm going to put it on the schedule right now. Next Thursday, 5 p.m. Tell your friends, and we will come and we will have a nice little chat. It'll be right before I travel to Arizona for the kickoff to the tactical games season in Sierra Vista. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great time. But I hope to see you guys at the next live show. As always, have a great day. Enjoy Valentine's Day. Don't forget tomorrow, the candies, they're going to be half off. Get your fill. Bye.